Wackadoodie.
Sir, jibby me, jibby.
Really?
Totally.
Please.
Welcome back, everyone, to Joyce Creative Finger, and yes, this is episode 6 for Teeny Issues. As you can imagine, Pamela is at home because of the fracas that her explicit photos are causing at the school campus. So her parents are over there right now trying to deal with the situation. Yes, they were finally reached, but she's home for now because it's causing too much of a distraction at the school. And so during her temporary suspension, she's home taking care of her pet. And it's wonderful because when you have to care for something or someone other than yourself, you're less self-absorbed. So I think this is a good thing for her. We're going to quickly get her to give the little pug a lovely bath, and some breakfast I think would be in order. So a quick rinse will do. And this is my favorite part about the celebrity pet update. The pug refuses to take a shower or a bath or a wash or whatever you want to call it, but they just don't want to have anything to do with water. It's as though they're saying, why are you doing this to me? It doesn't look like fun at all. Well, let's wish her the best of luck with her newfound routine while the rest of her peers are at school studying.
Mr. Diamond, Mrs. Diamond, sorry to keep you waiting. We have a situation on our hands, and I would like to remind you that our school policy states that we can a child or a pupil decides to behave not constitutional.
I've never been so embarrassed in my life. What a stupid little girl.
The child is at home until we can come up with a decision on how to deal with the situation.
Of course we do. You had fun looking at those pictures.
So at this point, it's one of those very weird meetings, and they can hardly hear anything that the principal is saying, okay? But what we're going to do now is just get the principal and Mr. Diamond here to have a one-on-one conversation, because I feel that the wife, Mrs. Diamond, would be a little bit more distressed in this situation than the dad. So he's come around to have a quick chat and see how this can be resolved without Pamela having to spend a lot of time out of school, missing those all-important studies.
I'm sure you're a father. Sometimes children do stupid things.
Why, of course, I absolutely understand.
Then perhaps you realize it might not be so smart to keep her out of school on account of something so less important than, say, harming another child.
She better not get suspended that long. I have some shopping trips that I simply cannot miss. For goodness sake, it's just some silly photos.
Surely it's possible to overlook this one mistake.
Mr. Diamond, there are guidelines that have to be followed as far as the Board of Governors for the school is concerned. A couple of weeks suspension is what's recommended.
So 2 weeks it is. The sniper from the side, Princess Susan, has taken Pamela out, and the rest of the classes are going ahead. That being said, Pamela will still have to keep up with her homework from school, being followed up by a personal tutor assigned to her. It's a really good school. Now, everyone's in class, and of course, we have Dennis, who has always had a soft spot in his heart for the beautiful Pamela. And even more so today, he's a lot more tender because he can feel the absence behind him, where Pamela would have been sad, but she's going to be gone for at least 2 weeks. It's now class dismissed and the kids are so excited to put their books away. It's Friday, it's the weekend, so they can't wait to meet up at the usual places to have a wonderful time. Some are going home, some are on campus, and so on. However, Dennis is going to hang around for a little bit just to have a quick chat with Ebony to find out what's up with Pamela, while Ebony is thinking, oh wow, he wants to chat with me, he's fond of me, and so on.
What's up, Ebony? You alright? You heard from Pamela then?
She's been suspended.
Wow, that's messed up.
So now they know that Pamela is suspended, and of course Ebony knew that, but they don't know for how long. So Dennis has now popped out with a little information that he has, and perhaps drop her a line and say, hey, are you okay? Just being a friend and wanting her to know that they notice her absence, you know? So we are at Simtown Police Station where Detective Ken works. He's speaking with one of his colleagues regarding the arrests that have been made. And there were some revelations in the last episode, right? Where we were able to get a hold of Danny, who was working in cahoots with the princess. And most importantly, Lillian Miles, who has resurfaced after, of course, it appears she has been discharged from the mental ward where she was receiving treatment. So she's still hurt, she's still annoyed, and she has come back to harm the family. She's being detained at this police station until she gets legal assistance. And we also have Danny in the other cell here, who has been working with the princess to harm Pamela. Now, Detective Ken has just come off the phone with Jeffrey Williams regarding the alleged culprit. It's also Friday morning in the Williams household, and Jeffrey has come off the phone with Detective Ken. He is really unsettled about the details of who allegedly has smashed into their son Dennis. And Chrissy's just having a nice little morning nap. She's had a busy night with, her little daughter Ruby. And he's a bit tense. It's an apprehensive moment. He's got to tell her that the same woman who he'd rather forget for the rest of his life might be responsible for harming their family yet again. Who knows how she's going to take this? Well, it's just one of those things. It's like the cockroach that you step on 1,000 times and it just won't die. And now there's a fair story and bad-blooded situation is about to pop into their peaceful home this morning. Right, let's be nice about this.
I've just been on the phone with Detective Ken, and apparently it might be a hit and run situation that we're dealing with here.
This is certainly not the news I was hoping for. I mean, what if the police just simply can't do their job? And perhaps Dennis is actually a target? The whole thing is just puzzling.
Listen, Chrissy, no one's targeting our son. I mean, the most important thing is that Dennis is okay, and at least we can be thankful for that. It's best not to think about the worst.
I can always count on you to say the right thing. You're absolutely right. I mean, I think Dennis is doing just fine. I'm going to stay positive on this one.
Welcome to my mall. Now there's a live build for this already up on the channel, and a number of you wanted to see what the top part of this mall looked like. Now Dennis is already around somewhere waiting for Pamela to show up because they agreed to meet up at the mall just for a couple of milkshakes or something. So we'll catch up with them as soon as they arrive, but before then, this is what the mall looks like upstairs. I love the chic boutique update. It's one of the best, in my opinion, that the Sims FreePlay has ever released. Now let's have a look at the store manager's office right here. It's a small space, but I've made sure that it worked and looks a little bit glamorous. And yeah, the actions that were released, a lot of interactions came into the game with this chic boutique update. She brings out a dress, she speaks to the customer walks off and goes into the dressing room and changes into it and comes back and talks about it and so on. I mean, it's fantastic. I was never as excited for an update as I was for this one. Behind here leads into the restrooms. Look at this space. Imagine the smell of roses by the restrooms. Yes, people. This is the first door that leads into the one for, say, the boys, and then maybe the other one is for the girls. But here are some of the clutter items that we have unlocked in the game recently. Very beautiful in the space, and just the one toilet unit here. You have to remember, I built a mall on a small plot in AR, so the fact that there are even toilets is a good thing. Anyway, further down this end is one for either him or for her in this section here. And again, more clutter dotted around. And just for the record, here is the toilet unit behind a door. Yay! Okay. Now, let me show you the other side of the mall upstairs before Pamela shows up. And it's interesting because in the real game, basically outside of AR, all the pink options are quite expensive for, I think, social points. But in AR, it's free, so you just build with them. And this is another lovely action that I think is very unique. She bends down and then she picks out a bag from her rear. And it's just gorgeous. A really nice bag. They should be able to walk around with bags like this in the game. They should. Come on. Anyway, the other action that I really love is where they actually enter their card details at the till and make a purchase. This is just fantastic. I mean, I'm very impressed with this game, I have to say. I know there's a lot of price issues with regards to some of the update items, but the gameplay in itself is fantastic. And while the sim is here, let's snoop up and see what she's up to. There, she's taken her dress off and supposedly she's put on another one. I mean, look at the actions. Fabulous. She checks it out. And then in true fashion, she emerges and then goes to see, the personal shopper and discuss, what it looks like. There's another changing unit there, some clothes, and we have this beautiful mirror on the side here. And so that's what I have upstairs in this mall, for those of you who wondered. And there is that elevated space. And I think it's just beautiful. It's fun playing in AR, and you can play with all these other items for free. I think that's great, but it's only for iPhone users. Sorry. I think Pamela is here.
Target needs. Gorby?
Yapauda hip. Nerd taza. Zondazine. Rubenga. Beso Getsa. Vijuje Upadawa. Gora Brit. Vlado Bloodazine.
Such a fiend. Konar.
Teach. Nepsi Urk. Zondazine. Rubenga.
And Zembazentle. Wawapta.
Ubadorka. Ibu. Snarkleflap. Diddy Mao. Upa Zubik. Sabadusa. And Bujusla.
Oh.